Hello, this is Matthew Van Grouw, and this is my how-to video for English 340 H03. Now, I figured I would do something related to what I do at work, so I'm going to show you how to program a drilling cycle in Fusion 360. To begin with, you're going to want to go up to the drilling option right here and click it. Now, when you drill a hole, you generally want a specific size hole, so you have to select the drill that you need, the size. I'm going to select this one here because that matches the holes in my part. And the other things in this menu are the feeds and the speeds. I'm not going to get into that because that depends very heavily on the machine you're using, the setup, your drill, all of that. So I think it's better if you guys figure out what works for you as opposed to me giving you something and then it not working. So the next tab I'm going to move on to is the geometry. This is where we decide, all right, what exactly do we want to drill? What holes do we want to drill? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select one of these holes in my part. And that will say, hey, it'll tell the program, I want to drill here. Let's say I also want to drill here, and here, and here. So you can see right now, it's picking the order based on, hey, what's the fastest? And it does a decent job of this. However, once you start getting a lot more holes, it starts to like mess up every once in a while, so it's something you should watch out for. So in this case, I don't want to go through and select every single hole on this plate manually. That would take forever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say select same diameter, and that will automatically select all of them for me as long as they are the same diameter as a hole that I have already selected. That's a really handy option. So I don't really like this order. It's kind of like messy. It comes down in a weird place here, and it goes up in a weird place as well. So I'm going to switch it to order by X, and this is just switching the order of how the machine will drill the holes. Now moving on to your heights tab, I'm going to go through all of what these do. So your clearance height is your first height that your machine will come down to on its way down to the part. Your retract height is where the drill bit will retract to as it moves from hole to hole. So this line here, that's at your retract height. So then moving on to your feed height is where the feed rate that you specify on this menu here takes effect as the drill bit moves down into your part. Above that feed height plane, you're going to be at your rapid speed, which is as fast as your machine will move, and below it, you're going to be at your feed speed, which is what you specify on the tool page. So I like all of those three to be based off of the top height, because it allows me to change them easily, and I can have a consistent reference to where they are. The top height is basically what the program looks at as the top of the part. So I like to change that to be stock top. That way it's the top of my raw material in the physical world. The bottom height is the depth to which the drill bit will drill. And for most of my work, I end up using a selection, and I can just manually select something on my model that I want to use as a reference. Now, I just selected the bottom face of the part, and you can see that the drill isn't all the way through. To fix that, I'm going to use drill tip through bottom right here. Moving on to the cycle tab, excuse me. For this particular part, I'm going to be using the chip breaking cycle because that will retract the drill slightly and break the chips so that they do not wrap around my drill and cause problems for my machine. Just there's a lot of little things on this menu and throughout Fusion in general, and as opposed to me giving you a definition for every single one of them, it's going to be better if I just show you a little trick. In Fusion, if you mouse over something and don't click, and you just leave your mouse there for a second or two, it will bring up a whole menu, and that menu shows you a bunch of definitions for what the options do. So right here you can see what a bunch of different cycle types are, and that works throughout a whole range of things. You can see I can also do it here, And that kind of like, it's a great general tip if you're looking to learn to program in Fusion. So now that this is done, I've completed my last menu. I'm going to hit OK, and then we can move on to a quick simulation. You can see my toolpath here is selected. If I hit this button, Simulate, I'm going to speed it up a little bit so it's faster, and I hit play, it will show you exactly what is going to happen when we actually run this in the real world. So thank you. I hope you have enjoyed and learned something.